So that's the KTJO 4x4. You know, I want to say KTJO 4x4 because it's the alliteration. Alliteration? Or is that... Anyway. Hello friends! Today we are installing the KTJO 4x4 plug and play driver's side grab handle for the A-pillar. This is I'm gonna say this is a product that has a lot of people feeling differently about it. Essentially what this is, you'll notice, there's no grab handle here. So what this does is let you put in a grab handle. And having looked at the packaging that this came in, this is what the handle and the pillar came in, and I had to look at these part numbers. These are actually Toyota parts. If you buy them from Toyota with those part numbers, they're a bit more expensive. It's about $150 for the pair. This whole thing used to come for sale for $200. This is the Gen 1. Now there's a Gen 2 out now, which apparently is much easier to work with. The Gen 1, a lot of people had a lot of frustration with it because there's two little screws that go through here, and people are having a lot of problems getting them to actually snap on where they were supposed to go. You see, it's two pieces. This is $100 and the other one's $170. So I went with the cheaper option that could potentially have me frustrated. And that's fine. I can deal with frustration, especially if I know it's coming.
All right, just because I don't think I made it clear in the video, there are two versions of this. There's the V1, which is right here, and then there's the V2. The only difference I see between the two is that the V1 has these longer bolts, and the V1 has these shorter bolts and a tool of some sort. The biggest difference, and you'll notice this is actually, I said 100, it's down to 95. I bought this about 2 months ago. It's already dropped $5 in price. What's interesting is that the V2 has dropped as well, and people have been very happy with the V2. So that's what your options are there, which, I mean, seemed pretty good to me. This was, I mean, the V1 when it first came out was like $200. And one thing to note, I'm installing the V1. There are only 63 of them remaining. Oh no, there was 64 when I started this. So, you know, if you want to get the cheaper one, you're going to have to buy now, and potentially only 63 people are going to have any benefit from this video. So I'm par for the course.
So today we're going to go ahead and install this bad boy. Let me show you what it comes with. It comes with the two parts that you saw before. It comes with a card if you need help. It comes with you know, a pry piece, a little bit of hardware, nice pen, and that's it. There's no instructions whatsoever. If you go on their site, there are photo instructions, but there's nothing else.
And hey, since I can, here's the instructions right here. Tells you the parts, here are the tools you will need. I don't know why you'd need a Phillips screwdriver. It's just pictures. I mean, these are pretty straightforward. And, I mean, that's kind of straightforward. But when you get in, I mean, what is this supposed to indicate? That you slide it in? I don't know. And then it shows the two bolts being of different sizes. And it doesn't show which one to put in the thing. So, step 5, done. Hooray! Not the best instructions. I'm just saying a little bit more words in there would have been helpful. That's all.
So you'll end up going online to find video instructions. Maybe that's what you're doing right now. And people aren't really happy with it. Now, that being said, it sounds like there's a V2 version out now, but it sounds like they tweaked the V1 version in some ways, and people have had a lot less complaints about it. But there are some people on there who are just absolutely rage mode. Now, I'm pretty sure, this is going to be a side note, I'm pretty sure this is actually pronounced KTJO 4x4, right? KTJO, because the lady who runs the place name is Katie. I don't know. Everybody else is saying KTJO. I'm like, yeah, no, I think it's KTJO. They're out of St. Helens, which is just north of me. And I almost drove up there, but it was $12 shipping, and it would probably cost me at least a tank of gas to get all the way up there. So I'm like, yeah, nah, we'll just ship it. All right, first thing we need to do is pry out this And no, I haven't disabled the airbag. So this might be really entertaining. Yeah, there we go. There's our 10 millimeter. I'm gonna put my tools. I've actually taken this off before when I installed the Subaru speakers. But yeah, taking it out, super easy. And most people, I mean, the most recent reviews, people are saying that, yeah, this took me 5 minutes. A lot of people are saying, hey, this took me 40 minutes, it took me forever, this thing's a huge pain in the ass. There, old part out, that is easy. And I'm gonna drop that bolt back in the hole, like so, and snap this back shut. And that way, it'll always be with it. And throw it in the back and forget about it. We've got 2 bolts here, and 2 washers, and 2 little gap spacer things. Let me get this sorted. There's one thing I want to check with the bolts. Okay, they are indeed not the same size. All right, let's see if you can see that. This one's about a little bit shorter. Nowhere, wow, weirdly enough, look at the top of those. The tops aren't quite the same size either. That one goes, all right. There's no indication anywhere of which bolt goes in which hole. Or really, I haven't really seen many videos of people acknowledging there are 2 different size bolts. Those are not the same. Yeah, they clearly, I'm not sure if you can see there. These are not the same height. The takeaway is that the 2 bolts are different size, and I wonder if that's where a lot of people are running into their problems. And there's a few things I want to do that people have done to make this easier. Now, this is our clip. On the top, we're using the same bolt as we did before, but on the bottom, we need to put in this thing. Some people are saying to go in from the top, like that. And I watched one video and the guy's like, yeah, that's having sharp things pointed down at your airbag, and that's not ideal. So I think I'm gonna go with the same, well, I'll tell you what though, interestingly, so this is flat on this one and round on the bottom. I wanna go with the flat. And I've looked at some videos and that's inverted. Some of them have the round section on top and so let's take a look at it this way. And from what everybody's saying, the best thing to do is get some tape on there to make sure this thing doesn't shift. So I'm gonna go grab some blue tape real quick. And by blue tape, I mean green tape. Why screw around with anything else when I can just poke a hole in the middle? That should hold it where it needs to be. And that lines up pretty good. Let's get this door open. Another advice people suggested quite a bit was to you put the top bolt in first, but some people said yay and some people said nay on that one. Yeah, I get to see inside the ring section. All right, well that looks like to line up pretty well right there. And that one too, really. All right, well, what do you guys think? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the shorter one being the top one. Oh, you know what? I gotta put the handle in. That won't work without that. Just take these covers back out of the way, so I'm not fighting with those. There's another good tip from another YouTube channel. Yeah, that weird angle definitely feels like what's killing me. We'll try this for a couple more, and then if this doesn't work, we will switch nuts. Although I'll tell you, the depth doesn't seem like the issue. Let's try the other one to see if that makes any difference. This one has a hell of a lot more thread on it.
So spoilers, as far as I can tell in this whole process, the bolts are interchangeable. I don't know why they're different though. It's really weird.
It's the same thing. It's catching, but it's not catching very nicely. I really don't want to force it. So let's bring a drill into it.
Since this video is already too long, I'm going to give you an abbreviated version. The hole is too small, dear Liza, dear Liza. And it turns out the original bolt had issues just as well. The bolt on the bottom went in just fine, but the bolt hole in the top, which is part of the truck, had something wrong with it. My guess is maybe it got some paint in there, and that was gumming up the works. In either case, it was the fault of the truck, not the kit. So I want to make that clear.
All right, we're going full fuck around find out mode on this. If the airbag blows up, then the airbag blows up. I mean, it's going, but it don't like it. It ain't going no more. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm happy with the mounting. That's just that nut on the inside is no good. I know how to fix it. Is I just go and remount that thing. I'd rather not destroy this bolt if I don't have to. I still don't know why one is chosen over the other. That's really solid with just one. I'm actually pretty impressed. All right, well, I'm going to do, once again, I can't remember the word. Stick the thing in there, and essentially you clean out the threads. You redo the threads. I think I'm going to do that. I got this now. Tap and die. That's for some reason the word nut reamer is what keeps coming into my head, but tap and die is what I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out. Oh, you know what? I had a feeling it wouldn't be deep enough. The nut reamer's not deep enough. Yeah. All right. Damn it! I'm gonna have to pull this whole thing apart again. All right, we got it all pulled apart, and we are just tapping that out. Unless we get some bits falling off there. But that is much smoother now. For those of you who don't have access to a tap and die, I can see where this would be problematic. I would like to just note again though that the problem isn't with the kit, it's with the truck. That seems much better. So let's go ahead and put it all back together again and try that nut. Bolt. We'll try the bolt. Okay, here we are like a minute later. That's where it needs to be. That's where it needs to be. This is an easy project, guys. I think you should do this. I think it'll make your life better. Anyway, pop these things in there. All right, that's done. I can shake the whole truck with this thing. That's fantastic. Works really well. If you enjoyed this video, I got more of them. Watch those. Subscribe. Do the things. Bye-bye. Doesn't really work when it's in a ditch.